Touchdown Breakers.
Yo, what is going on, Breaker Nation? It is your boy Leaux. I'm back in this thing. Man, training camp started. We're getting all kinds of cool pictures and highlight videos and all kinds of good content. So, I'm excited. I can't wait. We are, I think, 18 days away. So, a couple weeks, 2 weeks and some change. Man, I can't wait. I'm so excited. So excited. But for today's video, it's not going to be super long or anything. Nothing too crazy. I just kind of wanted to give a quick update on some of the transactions that we've had throughout our roster a little bit before camp, but also just from a little bit before camp till now. So I'm going to go through some of the guys that we've signed, and then I'm also going to go through some of the guys that we've released. So I think I had talked about Anderson a little bit, but just in case I didn't, or for anybody that didn't see or just hasn't, heard anything much about him, I guess. Anderson is a wide receiver that played at LSU, which I'm a diehard LSU fan, so that's super cool for me. But so Anderson played at LSU. He also played at Oklahoma State, and he ended up finishing his college career at Alabama A&M with Akil Glass. And, they're really good friends, and they have a really good connection on the field. I think Akil threw 11 touchdowns to Anderson. So, clearly they have a good connection. So that's a guy that I like to have. He was also in the USFL last season, on Tampa Bay's team. So it's nice to have him. Another guy that we had signed, another wide receiver, Breon. Almost said Keon for whatever reason. Breon Michelle, Missouri S&T, 6'1", 200 pounds. Smaller school guy, but he had 63 catches, 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns his last college season, which, at any level, those are really solid numbers. So, that's a guy that they're going to bring in and, see what he can do, right? And, so far he's doing solid because, he's still on the roster. A week and some change into camp, he's still on the roster. So, another guy that we had brought in was Keontae Shad. So, Keontae Shad was a guy who played for Minnesota, which, if you guys don't know, Minnesota is my second favorite college team. I have a decent amount of favorite college teams. I'll watch a good amount of college football. Love college football. Anyway, Minnesota is my second favorite college team, so I thought that was cool. But he also finished his career at Oregon State, playing for the Beavers, of course. He's a northern guy, so he's from Wisconsin, played at Minnesota, played at Oregon State. So that Birmingham Heat, man, that's rough. To go from north to go south, man, that's rough. But in all seriousness, 6'2", 295, somewhere in that 295 range. I couldn't really find an updated weight for him for whatever dumb reason, but somewhere in that range. His last season at Oregon State, he had 46 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks. Not stats that jump off the page at you, but they're still solid college stats nonetheless. So, take that as you will. It's a guy that's, could come in and see what he can do, bring a little bit of depth at defensive end for us, or just somewhere on the defensive line. But moving on, Sidney McLeod Jr. So Sidney McLeod is a defensive back. He played at Ferris State, 6 foot, 180 pounds. I don't know if it's a smaller school thing, but they didn't have any stats for him for whatever reason. But I did go watch a little bit of tape just so I could have at least something to say about this guy. So for one, he's got good ball skills, which is always nice as a defensive back because, getting the ball back, within reason. Don't be like Trayvon Diggs and give up over 1,000 yards just to get 7 picks. But no, but seriously, he has good ball skills, and he gets interceptions, and he's just all around good corner, right? He plays the ball well. He doesn't panic or anything like that. He stays true to his technique, stays true to his form, and he's a solid corner. So we'll see what he does. And you can never have too many defensive backs, especially when you run a 4-2-5. I mean, that's 5 defensive backs on the field, and guys get banged up. Sometimes guys miss a game. Things of that nature. So, again, you can never have too many defensive backs. They brought this guy in for a reason, so we'll kind of see how that goes. And another guy that we brought back was Kai Abshire. So Kai Abshire was our left tackle for the majority of last season, and then he ended up going to the dark side and playing some of their season, and then now he's coming back to the Breakers. So we'll see what happens with that. That doesn't mean he's guaranteed to start, but I mean, he could come in and take his left tackle spot back. But again, we'll see. He's going to have to earn that, right? And especially because he's kind of coming in to camp where they've already, I don't know exactly what day he came to camp, but there's probably some guys that have already established, they've already had a foot in the door, right? So even though he played last season, as far as this training camp goes, there's some guys that probably already had their foot in the door while he was not here. So, he's going to have to earn it. We'll see how that goes. And then as far as guys that got released so far, right? Because again, they're going to have to cut down to 50. So this is I'll probably have to make another one of these videos towards the end of camp. But Marquise McLean is a wide receiver that was here last season. He played for Southern, and he didn't really play. I don't think he got on the field hardly at all for us last season. So I don't know what the deal is, of course, but maybe they they liked some of their wide receiver options a little bit better or whatnot, and I'm not entirely sure. The one that kind of shocked me a little bit was Reggie Davis. Reggie Davis, really, really fast guy, played for Georgia, and I know that they want to be a fast offense. So I'm a little bit shocked at that one, especially because he's a guy that had return ability, But again, I'm not at camp, right? And I'm also not a coach. So, these guys know more than I do, and they got roster cuts to make. So it is what it is. Sometimes it just kind of happens. Another guy that got cut was Sam Wright, which I liked Sam Wright. I really liked his tape. I really liked, not to be the box score watcher guy, but he put up really good stats at Princeton. So, but that's a guy that ends up getting cut, and it's part of the game. Like I just said, they got to go from 58 to 50, and certain guys are just going to have to go, and it sucks, but it is what it is. Sam Wright was a really cool guy, though, so I hope he gets another shot. I hope all these guys go somewhere else and get another shot to continue their dreams. And then Tim Coleman is the last guy that I've got, offensive lineman. And by the way, Sam Wright, if you didn't know, was an edge rusher, and then Reggie Davis, Marquise McLean, both wide receivers. So just in case you didn't know, I will throw that out there. But Tim Coleman was an offensive lineman that I don't think saw the field for us at all. So last season, it's camp, stuff happens. Like I said, they got to cut the roster down. So you normally like talking about guys getting released. It's not very fun just because, it's just kind of part of the game, but it sucks. Nonetheless, that's pretty much all I've got for you guys today. Like I said, I just wanted to give a quick roster update about some of the stuff that we've had go on. We're getting closer and closer by the day to Breaker football returning, man. And it's going to be a special season, so I can't wait. But, until next time, Breaker Nation, it is your boy Leaux signing off. Peace.